Willie Carson looking for ground. Time Charter comes under pressure. The pace really quickening there. They've got just over 2.5 furlongs to go, and it's Last Feather in the lead. Last Feather the leader from Caddy Har in second. Then comes Slightly Dangerous and Time Charter staying on. Lester Piggott's on the wide outside under pressure and seemingly held at this stage. A furlong and a half to go in the Oaks, and it's Last Feather being tackled by stable companion Slightly Dangerous. Slightly Dangerous and Last Feather, but Time Charter under Billy News is coming with a strong run down the centre of the track. Zinzara is finishing fast behind his Wasif, and inside the final furlong, Time Charter, the first classic victory inside for Billy News at the line. Time Charter the winner, Slightly Dangerous is second. Then came in third place Last Feather, behind him Wasif, then Zinzara and all along, then Cut Above and Caddy Har, then Tance a disappointing run, then Dione and Devonair, and the back markers include Brummondale, and last of all was Swiftfoot. And so the result of this, the Oaks, is a win for number 12, Time Charter, owned by Mr. R. Barnett, trained and wanted by Henry Candy, bred by her owner and ridden by Willie Nunes. Number 20 of the season for him, and by far his most important win. Second was number 9, Slightly Dangerous, ridden by Paul Cook, and third was number 8, Last Feather, ridden by Steve Cawthon. Well, that's the 1, 2, 3 in this, the Oaks Stakes. And in fact, getting a congratulatory note there by Paul Cook, who finished second on Slightly Dangerous, but there's our winner, Time Charter. Billy Nunes, his most important success. Paul Cook second again on his second classic within a week. I'm sure he must be wondering what to do. Confirmation that the third horse home was number 8, Last Feather. That's the 1, 2, 3. Here's our winner, marvellously ridden by Billy Nunes, as we can see again with John Oaksey.
Yes, what a triumph for this young jockey. But at this stage, I thought it was America, because Steve Cawthon had Last Feather in front of Caddy Har, with Slightly Dangerous in behind, Slightly Dangerous in third place. Last Feather, Caddy Har and Slightly Dangerous, but here comes Billy Nunes. He's fourth at that stage on Time Charter, and from there on he keeps making ground. Last Feather's run a fine race. Slightly Dangerous, though, her stable companion, is coming up to challenge her now. This must have been a gloomy sight for Steve Cawthon, who'd chosen to ride Last Feather, because here comes Slightly Dangerous with the white face. 3, 4 off the rail.
We have a slight break in from the satellite over there, but we've seen the running of the race, and with a bit of luck we'll go back there again shortly. In fact, we'll go back there right now. The satellite's been restored.
A lot of ground, but from too far behind. Now Billy Nunes' challenge has succeeded. He's got Time Charter's nose in front. On she strides, getting every yard of the trip, beating Slightly Dangerous fair and square, with Slightly Dangerous's stable companion Last Feather in third place. Awasi fourth, Zinzara fifth, by the look of it from here. Well, we won't bother to look at the head-on because there was nobody deviated from a straight line. And what a wonderful triumph. In his second ride in a classic, Billy Nunes, they've both been on Time Charter. The first was when she was second in the 1,000 guineas, and now, despite the fact that she's by a sprinter, the marvellous stamina of her female line, the one that produced Centracon, Nicholas Bill and Centraline, has landed Time Charter home. And how sad it is that Mr. Barnett, who originated this wonderful family, died 2 years ago, and it's his own family who are now going to be welcoming Time Charter into the winner's enclosure. Well, Graham, a fine race.
A fine race, and a very fine piece of race riding indeed by Billy Nunes. Let's savour these moments as he comes into his first classic. Time Charter was the 12-to-1 winner of the second classic for fillies. She won by a length, with a length and a half between the second and third, and there she is, getting a well-deserved pat. There's the winner. Starting prices now from John Tyrrell.
First, number 12, Time Charter, returned at 12-to-1. Second, number 9, Slightly Dangerous, 10-to-1. And third, number 8, Last Feather, 11-to-2. Tance was the 4-to-1 favourite, and 13 ran. At Stratford in the 2:45, won by number 3, Fortune Cookie, at 100-to-30. Second, number 13, Gusty's Gift, 7-to-2. And third, number 12, Going Straight, 13-to-2. Quistador was the 15-to-8 favourite. Non-runners numbers 2 and 15, and 5 ran.
Sport from England is the program that we're taking at the moment for the running of the Oaks. And just checking the result again, number 12, Time Charter, first at 12 to 1. We saw that one in one of our earlier races from Newmarket when it ran second in the 1,000 guineas. Second in the race was number 9, Slightly Dangerous, which started at 10 to 1. Third, number 8, Last Feather, which started at 11 to 2. The unplaced favourite there was Tance, ridden by Lester Piggott, started 4 to 1 favourite. And I would imagine that it wouldn't be a ride that Lester would get too many credits for. He was the widest from start to finish. He was 6 wide coming around Tattenham Corner. I don't think it could have won, but it certainly had no chance. The ground it covered during the running of that event. The commentator there, incidentally, for the description of the race, Graham Good. The interviewer, Bruff Scott, he'll have the winning jockey very shortly, and John Oaksey was the man who was hosting the program over there. We'll take this break, and then we'll be back to go to England for an interview with the winning jockey.
Whoever you are, wherever you're going.
At the starting point, we saw a couple of beauties around there. The 4 races we've brought you this year from England, the 4 classic races over there, the 1,000 guineas for fillies, in which Time Charter, who won the Oaks, finished a good second, very narrowly beaten in a photo finish. Then we brought you the 2,000 guineas, which was the first classic race and the lead up to the Derby. And of course we saw the Derby on Wednesday night, and now we've seen the Oaks over there today. Track's very firm over there in England at this stage. It's the first week of summer, and perhaps we may get an interview now with the winning jockey. We take you back to Epsom.
After an Epsom Classic, quite a few jockeys are coming back saying that their fillies didn't act on the going or on the track. But one man who's not saying any such thing is the happiest man at Epsom, Billy Nunes, and Bruff Scott has him with him now.
The man of the hour, Billy Nunes, congratulations from all of us. And how unexpected to you?
Not really, not at all. I mean, she's beat everything in the race before. It was just a trip that worried me.
Well, she's by a sprinter. Some of us pundits were saying she had no possible chance of staying 1.5 miles.
Well, I had every confidence in her.
You had confidence she would stay?
Yeah, it's better filly today than in the Guineas, and the stables connections knew all that.
Well, in the race, they didn't go very quickly. How much did that help you?
Well, it didn't help me really, because she can be a bit keen early on, but she settled okay after a furlong, and possibly it did help me in the end.
And then, of course, when you switched in, here you are, the final moments. Did you think you could pick them off? Because they've still got, what, 2 or 3 lengths to make up on Slightly Dangerous and Last Feather.
As soon as we met the rising ground, I knew I was always going to win then. She's very game, and she's so tough. She's more like a man than a filly.
Here she comes. Well, you're pretty tough in the boxing ring, Billy, but what did it feel like as you knew you were going to win?
What a thrill. I've never felt so good. I'll enjoy myself tonight.
Well, it's tremendous. Congratulations to all us. Just tell us, how many years riding?
It's 5 years exactly in the saddle.
5 years riding, the first classic says, first of many, Billy. Congratulations.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Well, what a happy man, and what a good right he's got to be happy. And well done, Henry Candy, too, who's trained so many of the Highline family from which Time Charter comes. Awasif, I think, clearly was one of the ones that didn't act too well on the track, so I've achieved the rather unhappy achievement of backing the 4th each way, both in the Derby and the Oaks. Nevertheless, I very much hope you've enjoyed the day. Dickie didn't back a winner with Devonshire either, but let's go back and see whether he's consoling himself.
I think Devonshire finished last, John, as much as I could see. Anyway, thanks to you.
Well, our thanks there to the boys over there in World of Sport who put this program through to us. Incidentally, one of the things I liked about the English Oaks, there was a 500 to 1 chance in it, and that was Brummondale, and it did what all 500 to 1 chances should do. It led the field for about halfway and then dropped out and ran last. We'll be back in just a moment. That was number 12, Time Charter, started at 12 to 1, second number 9. Started at 10 to 1, and third was number 8, Last Feather, at 11 to 2. The unplaced favourite was Tance at 4 to 1. Winning margin length, a length and a half between second and third. When the correct weight signal comes through, goodness knows, over there they don't worry so much about that. Sometimes takes 20 or 25 minutes. But thank you for being with us. The presenter over there was John Oaksey, Lord Oaksey actually. The interviewer was Bruff Scott, and the commentator was Graham Good, and the man down in the betting ring was John Tyrrell. So that concludes our telecast as far as all interstate stations are concerned. We'll be back for Victorian viewers with the TAB dividends in Victoria. Thank you for being with us for another live and exclusive Channel 7 sporting service.
The English Oaks was another live and exclusive English racing classic from 7 Sport, the racing specialists.
Well, now, let's check the tote dividends on the Victorian TAB, and I hope you had a winner there somewhere along the line. In the Victoria Oaks, the winner, number 12, Time Charter, paid $11.60 and $2.75, nearly twice the starting price. Second, Slightly Dangerous, paid $1.55, and third was Last Feather, paid $1 even. The Quinella on the race, 9 and 12, $72.90, and the Trifecta, for 12, 9 and 8, paid $1,286.90. There was a very good dividend for some lucky, or perhaps I should say some very clever people. Now, there was a double, of course, on the last race at the Trots, was won by 6 Spyglass. There was no sub required, and with number 12, Time Charter, again no sub required, paid a total of $22.30. Well, that concludes our live telecast from Epsom of the Oaks, reminding you, of course, that tomorrow, 10 o'clock World of Sport replay, 11 o'clock World of Sport proper, and at 2:15 the statewide cup. So there's lots of sport coming up for you on Channel 7. Thank you for being with us. We've returned now to our normal programs.
This exclusive live telecast of the Oaks was proudly brought to you by Carlton and United Breweries, makers of your beer, Carlton Draft.
Take a bow, dear old Melbourne. You put on quite a show.
Tuesday night in a country practice.
I'm a fruit box I threw out at the front door.
And why should I be interested in a fruit box, Mr. Hatfield?
An abandoned baby becomes a VIP at the hospital. And Marta's maternal instincts surface. A country practice, Tuesday and Wednesday, 7:30.
Come on, you bastard!
It is 1913, and this is no way to take on the German Navy. And this is no way to treat a war hero. But their far from idyllic life is soon to be swept up in a bloody and deadly conflict for the right price.
I'd throw in 20 cases of London Dry Gin.
Lee Marvin, together with Barbara Parkin, and featuring Roger Moore. Wilbur Smith's best-selling Shout at the Devil, a remarkable but true story of high adventure and daring. Shout at the Devil, 7 Sunday movie, 8:30.
There's a brand new show beginning each and every single day. Anyone can be a star in his or her own special way. Share a smile, shed a tear.